Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's live talk show. My name is SM Shohidul Alam and I am a lecturer of the School of Business at UCTC. Today we are going to talk on the economy and education in post-pandemic age. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the talk, please type them up into the comment section below. I will bring them up during the talk, and we'll also have time for questions at the end. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce our honorable guests to today's session one by one. Uh, we have with us present today Professor Dr. Esmontas Bronius. He is a professor of education, psychology, and one of the leading figure in distance education of Russia. For his outstanding contribution in education, he was awarded by the President of Russian Federation. He has been actively involved with distance education, pedagogy, and technology for last 30 years. Another guest with us today, Dr. Akhtaruddin. He is currently working as an assistant professor at the University of Creative Technology, Chittagong. He has been teaching and learning and research. He has teaching, learning, and research experience from Russia, England, Malaysia, and Bangladesh. He has already published a number of scholarly articles in SSCI, ISI, Scopus, ESCI, and peer-reviewed international journals. His current research interests include Islamic monetary economics, institutions in developing countries, emerging capital markets, and blockchain technology. Another guest, Mohammad Anamul Haq, a young financial economist. He holds his DBA from the leading National University of Malaysia, UKM. He has published a great number of articles in ISI and Scopus journals. He has been actively involved with financial sectors of Bangladesh for last few years. And the last guest and with us, BM Hakim, a young researcher from Taylor's University, Malaysia. He holds MSc from INSEAD, Malaysia. He has published articles in leading international finance and economics journals like Economic Modeling, Managerial Finance, Studies in Economics and Finance. He is an expert in financial cyber security system. Let's hop on to the questions for our guest. I'd like to ask Dr. Hakim first. What are the economic challenges in post-COVID-19 age? What do you think, sir?
Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. I am very pleased to be in this platform made by the University of Creative Technology, Chittagong, to talk about the current issue of COVID-19 and its economic impact. First of all, I would like to start with the statement made by the Bodlur Rahman sir in the last previous session. He used to tag this COVID-19 as a black swan risk, and which is unexpected and unprecedented. I really love this statement, and I also add something here is to take this COVID-19 pandemic is a global systemic risk which affects every country, every sector, and every people more or less. So therefore, understanding this COVID-19 and its economic impact is very important. It will not only help us to mitigate the damage of this COVID-19, but also it would restore the public confidence in the system. So coming back to the question which I was asked, what could be the economic challenge in post-COVID-19? Well, in fact, we know that almost every sector would be affected by this COVID-19, and I want to be very specific to this talk, which is aligned with the International Labour Organization, IMF, and World Bank. They all express a serious concern about unemployment, although it brings societal issues, economic issues, financial issues, banking sector issues, exchange rate problem. But I would be very specific to this unemployment issues. So if we look at our economy, we see that three out of many factors are booster of our economic growth, which is agriculture sector has been hardly hit by the COVID-19 due to the supply chain disruption, due to the supply demand mismatch. And if we come back to this, if we talk about this foreign garments, ready-made garments export, we see that there has been a lot of purchase order being cancelled, and moreover, we see that our major trading partners, which is G20 economies, is expected to go down in terms of economic growth in the next few years, and that would, I think, have a spillover effect to our economy as well. And another thing is foreign remittance. We already seen that the migrant worker supply will be already been reduced, and since our migrants workers are based in Middle East and oil price downward over those countries would affect their production process and then production development. So that would also again have a ripple effect to our economy. So overall, if we look at these projections, and if the current pandemic going further, then the downward supply of migrant workers to foreign market and the fall of ready-made garments export and existing pressure from this agriculture sector would leave the current labor force with a substantial portion of unemployment. So therefore, addressing this issue of unemployment should be one of our priority targets in post-COVID-19. The negative consequences are huge, and if we neglect these issues, it might lead to a series of other problems in the economy. For instance, recently a survey made by World Economic Forum, they found out that unemployment has been a top second risk, top second concern next to the COVID-19. Hopefully, we expect that COVID-19 would be eliminated, but the unemployment concern would remain. So you could possibly imagine that what people think about the unemployment issues. Then the alarming thing is the International Labour Organization, they estimated that another 195 million roughly would be unemployed people in across the world. So that is not the end of the story. If this unemployment rate goes up in every economy, then the situation would be much more worse because the unemployment higher means the demand for production or consumption will go down, and the supply or production would be also down. So in that case, the overall scenario would be if the unemployment rate higher, overall scenario would be that the poverty would be higher, than inequality in the economy, corruption in the economy, frustration, distress, and economic instability, economy and the macroeconomic variable instability that would all appear in the system. So if those things appear due to the unemployment rate, and if we don't address them, then end of the day we would be unable to reach out our sustainable development goal. So from that point, so addressing this issue is very, very crucial, aligned with the investor initiatives taken and proposed by both developing and developed countries. We, in the context of Bangladesh, can think about this area. So let's say, first of all, the keep people jobs in this column. We can do making direct financial payment to the hard hit business and people. This is one of the initiative I think our government already has taken, and there are many more need to be taken to boost up this employment. And helping SME sectors, since SME is the blood of our economy, is told by the economists. So this sector has to be boosted up. And SME sector is connected with the manufacturing and the ready-made garments, and it's already been labeled as a vulnerable. So we need to focus more and more with the SME sectors. Then maintaining the trade relationship with our foreign partners in terms of ready-made garments, in terms of remittance, so that the foreign markets do not go to other markets, let's say Nepal or Vietnam or Cambodia, for either for migrant worker or for ready-made garments. So we have to keep an eye over there. Then create a job, and in this case, government can invest more and more infrastructure development. doing infrastructure development, in one sense it would increase the job, and another sense it would also attract the foreign direct investment. So we have a both benefits if we can do this. Then finally, government can create a good human capital for the futures. In this case, government can arrange the training and financial support for the graduates, so that they become a more supportive, and we can prepare for the graduate. For the relevant job sectors and in for the future gig economy. I think if we do these things, we can combat this unemployment issue in the near futures. With that, I would like to pass the floor to Dr. To Shohit sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, you have mentioned about SMEs and unemployment, and it is believed by many that, or many economies, that the world may not return to the return to its
Yes,
former state. So,
yes, yes.
what do you think? What will happen to the to those all those business which will go extinct? They can return or not?
Historically, if we look back at the Great Recession, financial crisis, when something is severe happens, what it had lessened us is that we need to break through from the past, and we need to rebuild us, reshape us in a new way. So in that case, of course, there are some, and SME sectors would be, of course, vulnerable if the government initiatives, public-private initiatives, and foreign direct investments come. It depends on. For our case, I'm very hopeful that if we can manage institutional quality, which we are very poor, and I think we can revamp our economy in a more stronger way.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for your nice answer. I would like to go to our next guest, Dr. Anam, sir. For you, I have a question. How do you see the future of financial sectors of our country, especially?
Assalamu alaikum to all panelists, and especially thank you to the Shohit sir to invite me to join today's session. And actually, I think this COVID-19 is not only the effect our economic system; it also affects the financial system badly. If you talk about the financial sector or financial system, banking sector, it's all cover around 80% of our financial activities of the Bangladesh. So in that case, I will focus to the banking sector first. Currently in the banking system, if you see the hot issue is NPL issue. This is currently is around 9% or 9% of the total loan is outstanding. So which is the one of the alarming issue for the bank, because bank have to put their capital provision for against that. So in that case, in future, whatever the situations is the coming, so they might have lost their potentiality of the business, because they have to put their provision against this NPL. And another thing is already the Bangladesh Bank allowed the banks not to categorize categorize or the classify their loan. So in that case, we have to see what would be the situation coming causes in September. So then we can see what will be the banking sector situations. At the moment, if I focus on the other financial sector like the capital market, especially the stock market, we know that from March 26 to May 31, it was there was no trading. So in that case, the DSC itself, they lost per day around if I give some facts, is like 3 million BDTD they lost per day. So it was huge. And in term, if we focus on this Bucharest house, out of around 12,000 Bucharest house, there is only 338 Bucharest house currently active. This is basically showing some alarming concern about the employment in the Bucharest house sector itself. And my concern is mainly in those companies listed in the stock market, because the price, the fair price about these stocks was like pre-COVID. You can say the pre-COVID, but when the stock market start trading, they already put the floor price. So this is the one concern. Basically, this is the that's why the traders are not coming into the market. So in my suggestion, I'd like to recommend the BSEC to withdraw the floor price as soon as possible. If you want to attract more buyer and seller into the stock market. So otherwise, if there is no transaction, because they will lose the transaction fees in terms of the revenue, and the government also will lose some tax revenue. So for me, I think these are the main challenge and facing right now, and maybe it will continue further.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. I have a question for you. Another question, actually. Yes, our financial sector is already facing, tremendous chaos. It's in chaos, actually. What do you think? How should the government deal with this, chaotic financial sector?
If you especially talk about the financial sector, as I mentioned earlier, is mostly our financial sector is most depending on the banking sector. So whatever we going through in the banking sector is mainly we know about the governance issue. So I would rather recommend to have the good governing system, and the banking commission, what is actually the government has taken some initiative to form the bank commissions. I think that will be implemented soon. So we'll recover from this kind of the chaotic situation soon.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for your nice answer. I would like to go to Dr. Akhtaruddin, sir. Here's your question from my side. What do you think? How is COVID-19 affecting our economy, the global economy? So we can't hear you, actually, sir. I think there is something wrong with your mic. We can't still hear you. Okay, we'll go to Dr. Bronius. Sir, here is a question for you. How do you see future education in changing in economic condition? For example, post COVID-19 era. You can tell it. You can say it in Russian, actually, Russian language.
Okay, Akhtar, слышно?
Akhtar can't hear.
Akhtar, hear you?
Yeah, we can hear now.
Hello. Okay, I can in Russian.
Yeah, in Russian. Okay.
Я хочу выразить большую благодарность и спасибо за приглашение принять участие в круглом столе. Этот вопрос меня тоже интересует, взаимосвязь экономики и образования. Во время кризиса мы убедились, что нам нужно существенно повышать свою финансовую грамотность. когда многие ощутили ситуацию, что денег не хватает из-за того, что нет накоплений, после выхода из кризиса начали понимать, что нужно делать накопления, что очень важно иметь финансовую так называемую подушку для того, чтобы в таких случаях чувствовать себя безопасно. Вот. Надеемся, что многие пойдут повышать свою финансовую грамотность. Это с одной стороны. С другой стороны, мы раньше много раз говорили о том, что живем в неопределенности, что сегодняшняя ситуация характеризуется такими параметрами, как неопределенность и многозадачность. Во время пандемии мы еще раз убедились, что такие ситуации могут возникнуть в любой момент. И не только такие, в принципе, ситуация неопределенности сегодня очень высокий уровень неопределенности. И, следовательно, мы должны готовить людей, готовить специалистов, жить и работать в таких условиях. Для того, чтобы грамотно решать многие вопросы в таких условиях, нужно развивать творческие способности в образовательном процессе у молодых людей. Так как я занимаюсь уже психологией образования, то про это уже много раз мы думали, но не думали, что так серьезно может все это сказаться. Поэтому образование в современных условиях должно как раз учитывать очень высокую амплитуду неопределенности. Следующий важный момент, то что дистанционные технологии, которые мы применяли в этот период, они стали ведущими для большинства людей работать. Если раньше мы говорили про электронную экономику, были целевые государственные программы по развитию электронной экономики, сейчас мы убедились, что очень важно это направление всерьез развивать. И многие сотрудники, которые работали в дистанционном формате, испытали в этом плане немало трудностей. Я думаю, что очень полезный опыт приобрели в плане дистанционной работы, как и мы в плане дистанционного обучения. Убедились, что нужно людей готовить к дистанционному варианту работы на такие случаи. И в принципе экономика может перестраиваться и в этом русле. Некоторые компании убедились, что это экономия финансов, потому что не надо арендовать помещение, не надо там кормить, там, закупать воду и так далее с сотрудниками. Это немалая экономия, когда люди работают в дистанционном варианте. В России даже хотят на законодательном уровне принять нормативные документы по поводу не только дистанционного обучения, но и по поводу дистанционного варианта работы с сотрудниками в современных условиях. Следовательно, здесь будет очень тесная взаимосвязь между дистанционными технологиями обучения, как мне кажется, и дистанционным форматом работы современных специалистов. Безусловно, небольшая группа людей работали в дистанционном формате, но это небольшая группа, фрилансеры, программисты и так далее. Сейчас, скорее всего, это станет уже некоторой нормой жизни. Поэтому дистанционные технологии образования как раз будут таким прототипом для дистанционных вариантов работы в современных условиях, мне кажется. Ну вот так, поэтому естественно, что кризис имеет не только негативные последствия, но и положительное в том плане, что мы должны быстрее меняться, мы должны быть более гибкими, наши технологии должны быть более адаптивны как образование, так и работы и так далее. Ну и, естественно, непрерывность образования в современных условиях является ведущей линией. Вот так. Если есть вопросы, я могу ответить, если меня актер переведет.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to summarize what our sir said. At first, I would like to say really very sorry for the problems, technical problems we have been facing from our Akhtar sir's side. Let's summarize what our sir said. At first, he has pointed out that there is a huge lack of internal motivation among our students. They are not actually used to with this distance learning. All of a sudden, the COVID-19 has forced us to go into distance learning. Actually, our students were not ready for this. Our education sector were not ready for that. Another problem he has pointed out is that ICT knowledge among our students is very, very poor, not only among students, but also among teachers. And there is another problem. The students have very low self-management skills. The university, the education institutes must look into this. And according to him, education is not a place. Education is all about activities. It may be from anywhere. He has said Russia is facing similar problems like Bangladesh in distance learning. Actually, the problems lies the same around the world. And the rules and regulations in the education sector, especially from the government side, are not adequate. So he has suggested that the government must need to develop national framework by following some internal standard. That's all what he has pointed out in his speech. Thank you very much, sir, for your very nice answer. I'd like to ask one common question for all of you. This is actually very important questions, very hot question, I must say. How should our graduates prepare themselves for the post-COVID-19 economy? As we know, the normal we all have had experience before will never be the same again in the future. How should our graduates prepare themselves for the post-COVID-19 economy? Hakim sir, what do you think?
Okay, thank you again for this nice question. Actually, this kind of question is very, very relevant for the graduates who are going to end up their graduations and getting ready for this job market. If you look at this, COVID-19 basically leads to the technological transformation in the technological transformations. And in this case, our graduates who are getting out of university and getting ready for the job markets, the situations, it's very tough, and they have to be prepared both mentally. That you should not get frustration. Rather, what they should do is they should acquire tech savviness skill, which is very important, and they should be, since the technological transformation is coming ahead, so they should be very aware of these skills. Let's say artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain technology, then virtualization of things, and they should be very familiar with the big data. So this kind of skill is the very predominant. And moreover, the data literacy, since we are going through this industrial 4 revolutions, and here data is an important asset. So, knowing the data trend finding, reading, and then estimating that based on that data is very important in the job market, because everything, either from marketing purpose or from the investor purpose, you first of all you need to know what the data itself tell to you. Then you can come to a good decision and a precise and valid decisions. Then I would also say at the same time, whatever relevant to technology, it could be coding skills, and it could be innovation. Yeah, another thing is the innovation and critical thinking. Always, it is always a required skills. And one of the last things which I would recommend that we all should be having a mindset which is, all-time student. So it's mindset like, say, oh, I am graduated, I don't want to go further for reading purpose. So this kind of mindset is no longer belonging this age, because this age is always a dynamic, and every day, every moment is coming up with the new innovations. So if we don't have that learning mindset, lifelong time studentship mindset, then we are lagging behind from learning new things, and that would be very tough to keep it with the world market. So that's all I would say.
Sir, another question for you. What do you think, if should the education institutes being changed into their syllabus that they are teaching already?
In this case, I would take the stand of changing. Of course, educational institution should change. Is beyond this subject knowledge, I would recommend that our graduates should be prepared with the time relevant skills, which is very required in the current job market. So education in the industry, they can arrange dialogue with the industry players, with the policymakers, and they can come up with the inconsistency which their graduates are facing, and which are the new skills and requires. Let's say one of the things is right now the networking, public speaking, and also critical thinking, which perhaps is missing in the current textbook. So this kind of things beyond the textbook learning, it could be clubbing or whatever required to prepare this kind of skill. They should go ahead with this policy.
Okay, thank you. Brunel, sir, what do you think? How should our graduates prepare themselves for the post-COVID-19 economy?
Сейчас в России после коронавируса очень серьезно задумались над приданием нового статуса для дистанционного обучения. Если раньше в России были дистанционные технологии обучения, кто хотел, тот мог применять, и многие вопросы де юре не были отрегулированы, то сейчас уже на государственном уровне поднимается вопрос, чтобы было пристальное внимание к дистанционному обучению, и не исключено, что мы будем учить до 1 февраля следующего года студентов дистанционно. То есть и 1 сентября мы скорее встретим в дистанционном формате. По крайней мере, Министерство образования России об этом заявляет. Следовательно, мы как преподаватели должны готовиться, и студенты должны готовиться к новому, к такому формату обучения. И как готовить наших студентов? Ну, надо учитывать, что не у всех студентов, как и у преподавателей, есть условия для дистанционного обучения. Ну, у преподавателя должен быть рабочий кабинет, где он мог вести занятия, а если однокомнатная квартира, то, безусловно, вести занятия невозможно, и работа дистантно. И не у всех студентов есть возможность там в отдельном кабинете работать, учиться. Это очень важно. Второе, чтобы повышать качество дистанционного обучения, очень важно вести пропедевтические курсы, то есть студентам объяснять, что такое дистанционное обучение и чем оно отличается от аудиторного обучения. То есть пропедевтика. Это очень важно. Мы столкнулись с проблемой, что у студентов проблемы с навыками самоорганизации, тайм-менеджмента. Если студент приходил в аудиторию и участвовал на занятиях, то логика его поведения была, определена. В дистанционном формате часто студент, когда сидит дома, такой установки, что он должен учиться, работать, к сожалению, не всегда есть. Тогда мы должны студентов учить тайм-менеджменту, планированию своего времени с учетом нового формата обучения. Дальше. Для того, чтобы студентам было интересно в дистанционном формате, надо использовать современные цифровые инструменты, с помощью которых можно создавать интерактивные задания. Специалисты должны заниматься дидактикой дистанционного обучения. Нельзя перенести 2 часа аудиторной лекции на 2 часа интернет-занятия. Это ошибка, это неправильно. Нужна дидактика дистанционного обучения. Так как раньше на это не обращали внимания, то на сегодняшний день такой дидактики по большому счету нету. И нужно такую дидактику создавать. Нужно готовить преподавателей срочно новому варианту обучения. То, что был такой экстремальный эксперимент, когда деваться некуда было, надо было что-то делать. Вот сейчас 2 месяца до 1 сентября, и за это время надо готовить преподавателей к более качественному дистанционному обучению, чтобы студенты не пострадали. Несмотря что сейчас отпуск, мы должны думать, как подготовиться в дистанционном формате для работы со студентами. Иначе будет эксперимент над студентами. То, что было 2-3 месяца, это все понимают, что это было от нехорошей жизни. Экстремальная ситуация, и все с этим смирились. Но с 1 сентября, я думаю, так нельзя уже. Нужно готовить преподавателей, нужно готовить материалы, и летний период, я думаю, это время, когда можно к этому подготовиться. Для студентов, я думаю, это тоже хорошая школа, потому что студенты, когда учатся дистанционно, они должны быть более самостоятельны, более активны, более инициативны. Это другой уровень требований к студентам. И если с помощью дистанционных технологий мы будем продолжать, то это очень существенное влияние на развитие студентов. Актер изучал влияние дистанционных технологий на развитие мотивационное, личностное развитие студентов. И он может более подробно рассказать, какое влияние это оказывает. Поэтому вопросов много, их надо решать срочно. И я думаю, что это очень сильный источник для развития. Я понимаю, что это стрессовая ситуация, но мне кажется, это очень ситуация, благодарная для развития. Вот так. Поэтому спасибо за внимание.
Thank you, sir. So I will recap his speech here. In reply to the question, he has said that he has suggestions for not only for students but also for the educational institutions and the teachers. He has suggested that a new framework for distance education must be formed, and also he also suggested that there is a need for separate working environment for teachers and students, because many students and teachers, they don't have their personal room. And also self-organization, self-management must be taught by the education institutes to the students, of course. And because and also he has mentioned that the new economy, digital economy, as you are saying, it needs different attributes from the graduates, different attributes, not the traditional attributes that we have been seeing all this time. So there must be something new in terms of attributes, such as time management. Graduates must know how to manage the time, and they must have soft skills. Their communication skills must be excellent, to be in competition in the job market. And teachers actually needs to create interactive exercises where both teachers and the students will be involved. And also he also suggested that it is not actually needed to continue 2 hours lecture. It is not needed. And also he has suggested there is a need to do various online activities during the online session, not only lecture. There must be some other activities. He also said that in Russia, they are preparing their teachers online pedagogy, develop online courses. They are actually teaching the teachers how to create online contents. It is a wonderful opportunity for both students and teachers to learn something new. And because distance education actually teaches to develop learners autonomy and self-development. That's all what he has mentioned in his speech. Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful answer. I would like to ask our Dr. Enamul, sir, what do you think? How should our graduates prepare themselves? If it is better, it will be better if you complete the answer in 2 minutes.
I think both panelists, they answered your question nicely. I would rather emphasize on the managing the tools and the media communications, because that is the most important. How you are communicating with through all these tools during the COVID as well as the post-COVID. That will be the most important. Other things, I think we are the continuous developing and considering the developing nations and the certain barriers. So this we should keep in mind, and we are the continuous developing towards the achievement.
Okay,
I think
thank you.
First of all, these are the things we should focus.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for your answer. We have got already some questions in our comment section. I will take one by one. Ashikur Rahman. I guess the blended learning is not adopted fully, even in many prominent universities. Does post-COVID situation bring any changes, or has been blended or distance learning? What do you think, sir? Hakim, sir.
I think Ashikur Rahman, thank you for this nice question. Yeah, you are right to think about that. This blended learning has not been adopted. I think many institutions, let's say for instance in Malaysia, I have seen I have had some opportunity to attend this pedagogy, how to develop students' mindset, how to develop the students for the market. Over there, even though I'm not full-fledged teaching here, I'm fully research-oriented here. So I had learned that they talk about this blended learning, then this cubic learning system, interactive session, then so many things they are talking about, but which seems to be very interesting and which seems that that is far different from the existing learning, and that is more to everything seems to me at that time it's like presentation wise. You don't have to memorize. You don't have to do many things. You just learn by doing. That kind of mindset that they are proceeding towards.
Okay, sir. What do you think, Brunio, sir? What do you have answer to this question?
Я думаю, что смешанное обучение – это самая перспективная модель обучения. Исключительно дистанционное обучение, которое было сейчас, 2-3 месяца, это для 3-5% студентов. Большинство студентов не могут учиться, не умеют учиться в таком формате. Смешанный вариант обучения, когда у студента есть возможность очно встречаться и идет дистанционная поддержка обучения, это наиболее современные технологии, современный вариант обучения. В данном варианте очень важно научиться грамотно использовать онлайн-курсы. На Курсере, на национальных платформах на сегодняшний день уже есть много различных онлайн-курсов, которые можно эффективно использовать. Но, к сожалению, как мне кажется, мы сегодня не умеем грамотно этим пользоваться. Я думаю, что вот смешанный вариант обучения, он как раз будет способствовать более грамотному использованию именно таких онлайн-курсов, которые МУКи, так называемые, которые сегодня во всем мире разрабатываются и так далее. Поэтому живое общение с преподавателями, оно принципиально важно. То есть студент должен встречаться с преподавателем. Должны быть аудиторные занятия. Но современный студент – это поколение Z. Это другое поколение, не поколение Y. Они в интернете купаются, они купаются в соцсетях. Они лучше нас, преподавателей, разбираются в современных технологиях. И они никогда не согласятся, чтобы они с утра до вечера сидели в аудитории. Поэтому это объективное требование. Кроме того, если посмотреть работу мозга, то мозг для развития требует разнообразия ситуаций. Чем больше разнообразия ситуаций, тем более эффективно работает мозг. Если мы наряду с аудиторными встречами будем организовывать дистанционные встречи, то идет разнообразие ситуаций обучения, ситуаций общения. И это повышает качество образования. Кроме того, дистанционный формат, если мы будем придерживаться концепции перевернутого класса, когда студент будет частично готовиться дома и придет на встречу с преподавателем в какой-то степени готов, это пойдет развитие другого студента, самостоятельного, инициативного, активного. Это очень важно на будущее. Поэтому я считаю, что смешанное обучение – это перспектива нашего образования. И если не коронавирус, то вряд ли мы перешли так быстро на такие модели, на такую современную модель обучения. Вот, я думаю, что за этим перспектива.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I recap his sayings. According to Professor Brunius, blended learning could be the best possible way, because in blended learning, students have more flexibility, like teachers. They can actually use various online courses available in MOOC, such a massive open online course. And he also thinks that face-to-face interaction is necessary because this is a very different generation of students. They get distracted often. Uh, this generation of students actually didn't want to sit in the class all the time. They wanted to involve with various activities to develop their cognitive skills. Uh, he also says that the concept of flipped learning can be a solution to develop students' attributes to face a digital economy. Uh, coronavirus has posed threat to the economy and as well as the opportunity. He thinks that without coronavirus, it would not be possible. Thank you very much. There is another question for Dr. Hakim. What do you recommend that new and upcoming businesses prepare themselves for the post-COVID period, survive in the market? Actually, we have answered during the first question. Could you reply again, sir?
Okay, that's very good question from Farjana Kabir. Yes, in the previously the business, I would say one thing that after the post-COVID or in post-COVID-19, business should be very responsible. They should do responsible business, responsible finance. They should follow up, and they should consider this climate change. It was before post-COVID, the things were reckless. I mean, everything was reckless. And there was poor governance, and people are like skippy type. So in post-COVID, we not only the business, the individual, we all should follow the responsible format of doing everything, either in responsible behavior, responsible business, responsible finance, and that's all the policymakers and economists, they talk about these things. That this sort of thing should be prioritized in the post-COVID. I think I answered.
Okay. I think your replies answered the question asked by Farzana Kavi. There is another question I would like to ask Dr. Bronius, Professor Dr. Bronius. Due to pandemic, many people facing financial issues, and it is also impacting on students' continuing studies. Is there any solution to face this challenging situation? Sir, you can take a minute.
Ну, я думаю, что очень важно, ну, там предыдущим был вопрос, я часто вспоминаю работу американского специалиста Стивен Кови «7 навыков высокоэффективных людей». Вот сегодня в контексте нашего разговора я еще раз вспомню его работу «7 навыков высокоэффективных людей», которые надо брать за основу и ими руководствоваться. Первое, я только несколько из них назову. Первое – это так называемая проактивность, что наша судьба – это в наших руках, что мы должны не сидеть и чего ждать, а пытаться, насколько от нас зависит, решать вопросы. От нашей позиции очень много зависит. То есть проактивность – это одно из базов. Другое, оно там по списку 7-е, но не менее важно, это повышение, там называется «точите пилу». То есть повышайте свою квалификацию. Мы должны постоянно работать, это и в контексте непрерывности образования, и если мы работаем в интеллектуальной сфере, постоянно повышать квалификацию. Третье, оно там посередине у него, кажется, 4-е, это надо думать в стратегии выиграл-выиграл. Мы для того, чтобы мы выиграли, мы должны максимум делать, чтобы другие выиграли. Есть разные модели поведения, вот, и есть неэффективная модель поведения. Наиболее эффективно это скорее это выиграл-выиграл. Это по Стивен Кови, это вот эта модель наиболее эффективна. Дальше я бы обратил внимание на качество планирования. Стивен говорит, перед тем, как начать любое дело, по возможности спланируйте, вы должны видеть цель, чего вы хотите. И он рассматривает даже 4 уровня планирования. Вот. И мы сегодня очень много страдаем от некачественного планирования, как мне кажется. Это часто ведет к выгоранию. И во время кризиса очень много представителей среднего малого бизнеса очень сильно пострадали. Очень сильно. Среди моих друзей есть коллеги, которые занимаются малым бизнесом, и им не завидуешь, в какой ситуации они сегодня находятся. Те, которые рискуют собственными деньгами, собственностью, материальным благополучием. 3 месяца огромного стресса – это очень сильный фактор к выгоранию этих людей. Они теряют материальное благополучие, они теряют очень много, и из-за стресса они теряют еще здоровье. Вот, мне кажется, очень важно об этом думать, о людях, которые сегодня явно пострадали. Вот, и поэтому много разных аспектов, поэтому полезно перечитывать заново. Я во время коронавируса еще раз заново прочитал эту книгу «7 навыков высокоэффективных людей», и я понял, что это должна быть настольной книгой. Это не книга, которую прочитал, положил на полку. Нет. Ее надо очень много раз прочитывать, и это должно быть настольной книгой. Это не то, что она американская, но она очень полезная, мне кажется, для всех. И я думаю, что и студентам надо тоже рекомендовать, как и нам, преподавателям, как бы внимательно читать эту книгу. Ну, есть и другие хорошие книги, но вот эта, она впечатляет.
Okay, thank you very much. Professor Brownie says it is quite a very difficult issue, not only for students but also for education institutes. Like he says that students all over the world facing the same problem, especially during this time. So he thinks government should come up with generous support for the educational institutions and the students, and also universities should come forward with various supporting activities. He also says that SMEs suffers a lot, so we are all in a chain. And according to him, people are suffering from psychological problem. Students, businessmen, overall general people, common people. So it is very important. First, it is very important for us to develop self-esteem. That's all what I had to say in reply to the question asked by Saqib Sharier. Thank you very much, sir, for your time today. We are at the end of our talk now. It's been 1 hour already. And I would like to say, and actually it was an immense pleasure for me to host you all. So I'd like to end here. Thank you very much, sir. Do you have anything else to say, sir?
Thank you, Sir. I would like to add one comment here. The question asked by Saqib Sharier. Here, if I would always say that students who are having financial issues, student like me also, who are having financial issues should not should try maximum to continue the study, because economists, they said the economy after post COVID, it will reback like a B shape. So in that situations, if we go back and we see the history, recession, great recession, those who were stuck or skipped study, they had all the way over the life, they had to suffer a lot compared to those who continued by heart and soul their studies. So in that, if we take that experience, we should always, by heart and soul, we should continue our study and finish up our graduations and get ready for the market. That motivation should be always there with the students. I know the situation, financial situation everywhere, everybody is facing. So that has to be. The spirit should be there always.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Я хочу
Thank you.
поблагодарить за приглашение принять участие в круглом столе. Я думаю, что это очень важно обсуждать эти вопросы. В России сейчас тоже часто подводят итоги дистанционного обучения уже по окончании учебного процесса. И буквально вчера я участвовал в таком круглом столе одного вуза, когда анализируют результаты. Я очень тепло вспоминаю нашу встречу в университете в феврале прошлого года. У меня была возможность встретиться с преподавателями, с ректоратом, со студентами университета. Встреча была очень теплой. Я имел возможность выступить перед преподавателями и студентами. Хочу сегодня еще раз поблагодарить ректорату, профессуре, Актеру за предоставленную возможность. Я часто вспоминаю эту встречу, вспоминаю наши фотографии, как мы фотографировались. После нашей встречи и тому подобное. Надеюсь, что это не последняя встреча, что мы продолжим наше общение и будет возможность еще раз встретиться в интернет-формате и, может быть, вживую тоже. Спасибо большое вам.
Okay, Professor Bonis said thanks us all, actually, all the viewers, and he has said that actually what we have talked about it is really an important issue. He regularly attends this type of meetings, seminars, webinar. He also said that he has visited UCTC back in 2019, and he really liked UCTC, especially the founder, PC, and the registrar. And he said he had very wonderful memories from the last trip in Bangladesh, and he likes to continue his cooperation with us. Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful speech. And sir, do you have anything to say to
Actually, I want to add one thing regarding the students' financial issues. Actually, all students in Bangladesh, maximum students are facing the financial issues. So our government should take this opportunity to introduce the generous the education loan for the short-term education loan for the students. So this will be the like the supporting to the students. And if this kind of the student loan is not introduced, maybe some of the students will lose the academic year, or they will be drop out from the educations.
Okay, thank you, sir. At the end note, I would like to thank especially our CBC students, Creative Business Club, who has put a lot of effort, to make this webinar, I would say Facebook Live talk show, successful. I would like to thank them from my part of my heart. That's all for today. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for joining with me. And it was really very wonderful talk with you guys. I hope the viewers and the students, prospective students, and those who are watching us, they have learned so many things from this live talk show. Thank you, sir. we can end here.
Thank you so
And
much.
after sir, we are really very sorry. I think we could not hear from you anything. Next time, inshallah, we'll hear from you.
We really
And-
missed thoughtful discussion from Dr. Akhtar.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. Okay, we can end today.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.